94 Rocks The Dark. It is that time again. It's time to get to know a band we play here on The Dark, and this is the cool thing about working in radio. Every once in a while, you get a band or musician to swing on by in the studio. And right now, tonight here on The Dark, I have got Kurt Deimer here. And Kurt, first of all, thanks so much for joining you. Thanks so much for being here. And thanks so much for the great music you've put out here on our airwaves.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you guys for playing it for all the folks up here in Minnesota. And it's our pleasure. It's my pleasure to be here. We just did a show with Tesla in Sioux Falls at the State Fair. I said, I'm going to head on over. And my management, Mike, set it up, and here we are.
Yeah,
so
that is awesome.
It's my pleasure to be here, man.
So let's get a little bit of background for our listeners that maybe have heard your music here in 2025. You've had a couple of songs on our airwaves, but give us the background of what really got you into the music side of things.
Well, I'll give you a quick synopsis for everybody. You can see all this stuff just by Googling Kurt Deimer. But in 2017, I went down to do a cameo in a movie called Trading Paint because my oil brand was in it. I had started my own oil business in '99 and called Starfire. And so I went to do a cameo, and I'm there, and they needed a track announcer to interview Toby Sebastian from Game of Thrones, who plays John Travolta's son. Shania Twain's there. Michael Madsen, God rest his soul's there. He's in the movie, and said, okay, yeah, I'd love to be the track announcer. So learned the lines, and about an hour later at 2 a.m, I'm filming the final scene of Trading Paint, which came out in 18. And that just led into Halloween 2018, the first of the last three with Jamie Lee Curtis. And I played the gas station teller that teeth came out of my mouth. Was in prosthetic magazines. I had one line, but that movie did great all over the world, and that franchise and to be in the original John Carpenter was amazing. So after I got into that, little did I know before that I'd be in movies. I was in the oil business. And then I went down to Alabama because I was getting offered some other smaller roles in different projects to keep working on my acting skills, since I never thought I'd become an actor. And while down there in Birmingham, my buddy Kevin Wayne, who stars in one of the movies I'll tell you about, Hellbilly Hollow, with me, we were shooting some music videos for a podcast I was doing, and he introduced me to Ben Trexel, who is a singer-songwriter, plays everything down in Birmingham. And he had these 3 tunes, and he was singing them, but his voice is, more of a wedding band, like you can sing anything type thing. And I knew I had a unique lower voice because I had sung until I was like 20 in bands. I said, let me give it a try. So we worked on these 3 songs, and then we kept writing songs. I loved it so much. I go, I can do acting and I could do music. Then I could put my songs in the movies. This is just a lot of fun, and I'm just going to let the oil businesses run themselves because I worked my ass. I worked so hard to put them where they are, and they run themselves now. And now I'm creating and doing all kinds of things. And Ben and I did these songs, and we took a demo out to L.A. because I figured I needed to go out there to see if anybody would bite or be interested in our vibe. And in March of 2020, Chris Lord-Alge agreed to mix my remix my demo, and him and I went out to dinner, became really good friends, and we're still great friends, and we'll always be great friends and family. And he helped teach me how to sing again, has mixed everything and produced everything to date, and he'll always mix everything. And Ted Jensen out of Nashville believed in me and loved mastering my stuff, and here we sit today. That's kind of the short version of it. There's way more to it.
I guess that, but that's crazy. The cool thing is, though, and I guess I'm really curious about this, obviously you said you sang when you were younger, took some time off, and now are singing again. What have you noticed changing with maybe your voice, maybe how you do things, a mindset, obviously, because back then, you're a young 20-year-old, and now here you're a little bit older.
A young lost 20-year-old. 6 years of college before I got a degree. Liked to party a little too much. Had panic and anxiety disorder. So if I went on stage, I'd have to wear sunglasses. I'd have to drink a lot of beer to just relax because I had panic attacks. And I figured out my anxiety later in life that my brain didn't make serotonin. And once I figured that out and got the proper treatment, I think that was 1997. I've just been kicking at, a lot of stuff that I never would have done before. I'm just kicking butt in now, and just really, I love to be in front of a crowd, whether it's 10 people or whether it's 5,000 people. It's probably about the largest we played so far, because I have a positive message. I've been through a lot in my life. I write about the fears and anxieties that I had. I write about people that take advantage of other people. I write about being kind and respecting each other. And it's like I'm a motivational speaker on stage, which my grandfather was actually a motivational speaker. And I've taken my lumps. I've been knocked down over and over and over again. I've overcome addictions. I've overcome demons and fears, and I'm just sharing that with the world now and helping other people that have those same issues, which I'm finding everywhere I go.
Yeah, and that you just mentioned that you are finding it everywhere. And first of all, congratulations for accepting that and conquering it, because that's very difficult. Maybe somebody's going through it today and doesn't know where to turn.
Yeah, if I didn't quit at 20, I knew I was either I needed to get a degree. Luckily, I met my kid's mom, who was tough on me, and I had 3 beautiful boys. I got to raise them as kids. Despite what anybody told me that I can't, everybody says you can't do this, you can't. I started my own oil company. I did that without anybody handing it to me. I bought rental properties, and then I would refi them after I fixed them up. And that's how I raised $40,000 to put in a checking account, and I started an oil company now that's all over the world, right above my garage. So tell me I can't, and I will do it. And I'm very passionate and motivated. I love my art. I realize you're either going to like it or you're not. There's a lot of mean people in the world, and if they don't like it, good, they're listening. And all the people that do like it, if 1% of the world likes what I'm doing, that's a lot of fans. And I want them to see me as a pillar of strength in their life, and provide them with music that, if they like my vibe, that they want to listen to all the time, and just stay true to who I am.
We're talking with Kurt Deimer. Of course, he's in studio here on 94 Rocks The Dark. And let's talk about some of the music. And you've talked about all the stuff that you've kind of gone through over the years. I'm guessing a lot of the music that we're hearing has something to do with your past?
Yeah. When we were talking earlier, you said you guys have played Live or Die.
Yes. Yep.
Let's use that for example. Live or Die was a song, and I write a lot at night after 10 o'clock. I spend a lot of time by myself, which is another thing that happens to individuals as they overcome their fears and have feeling like they have to be in a group or caring about what other people say. I don't. So I spend a lot of time with myself to create things to share with all of you. Mm-hmm. And Live or Die was just one of those nights. It's like, I used to be so afraid to fly or to do this or to mountain climb, or I still wouldn't jump out of a plane with a parachute. So, but maybe someday I will, just to live or die that moment. But anyways, the point of the song is, no matter what your fear is, and this probably stems more back to my anxiety and stuff, whether you want to do any of those activities, do what you want to do, what your heart wants to do, what your soul wants to do. You have one life to live, so enjoy your life, because the worst thing that's going to happen, and it's inevitable for all of us, you're either going to live or die. So live your life to the fullest the one time you have it.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And, I'm starting to take your advice on that, too, a little bit. I've got some things that I'm apprehensive about, but I'm looking at myself going, Jay-Z, you're 52. Are you ever going to do something or not? And that's kind of where that song looks like it leads to.
That's it. I mean, and what crazy guy, and I am crazy because I take all these chances and risks, but that's the only way. If you take risks in life,
Right.
you'll get rewards, but you're also going to lose a lot when you take the risks. But here I am, in a lot of interviews I've done in the past, people are like, "You're living like 3 lives in one life already." I'm like, "Well, I only have one life, so I want to do all the things that my heart and soul have wanted me to do because I have a big heart." And now here I am. I could have just stayed and kept building oil, but now it's building itself because it's not so reliant upon me.
Right.
And so it's growing naturally, and now I'm getting to do what I wanted to do when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say you're very successful. It sounds like businessman. So that's kind of checked the box. You've got into some decent roles, into some acting. I'm assuming there's some more you'd like to get into at some point.
I've got 4 movies coming out now over the next year that I star in, not just a little role.
Right.
Hellbilly Hollow is a horror duo. I'm Bull. I'm a crazy psychopath. And my brother's Tickles, and he's been deformed for a reason. And so we're like a horror duo, which people will totally enjoy. It's a lot of fun. I ad-libbed a lot of the movie, which is one of my fortes. I have a movie, people will know Lynn Shay from Insidious and Something About Mary and Kingpin. Her and I are very good friends now after we filmed this. And then Bill Moseley, who I loved, and I modeled my character for Hellbilly Hollow from his Devil's Rejects role. Bill and Lynn and I star in a movie coming out this fall called Scared to Death, and it's another horror comedy, which people will really dig. It's going to come out into theaters, and I think we're going to tour around it. So hopefully we'll come right back up here to Little Falls in this area and meet with all the fans. Then with Andy Gould, who produced House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, he wanted me to be in this movie. He's doing one last big project franchise, and he's had much success producing movies called Pandemic Sex Party. And they wanted me to play a scene in it and be killed by the killer, and I said the only way I'll be involved in this project is if I'm the next Michael Myers or the next Jason. So watch out for the rancher, because he is very mad that the moral fabric of society has gone downhill, and he's taking care of business. So the rancher, I'll be one of the next big horror icons there. I know it's going to happen. And then I just shot a film I'm very proud of that'll come out with a lot of stars you'll know, and it's called Relapse, and we're bringing awareness to fentanyl addiction, and we're going to be donating a lot of the proceeds to Music Cares and just helping bring awareness to the epidemic of fentanyl and all these other drugs that are really causing and killing a lot of people in the world. I play the rock star dad of the girl who has the addiction, and I too had an addiction earlier, kind of like mirrors my life earlier. But I'm really proud of that too. So I've got those in the works, and I got more I'm about to film. So
sounds like you're a busy guy, and then you want to become a rock guy too now, and which you have been. And of course, your current song "Only Time Will Tell" we've been spinning here on the Dark and 94 Rocks, and just looked at the charts this week on the SMR. It's at number 29 and at number 41 on the Media Base Activator. Always successful when you can get into the top 50 of some rock charts.
Awesome, thank you. No, that's a testament to all of you that believe in what I'm doing and have given me the chance. And I'm so excited for the new song that we're going to, do a little sneak peek on. And I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going till we're playing in an arena near you, and that's my goal. I tell my guys every time, this is our next step to Madison Square Garden, and I just need to keep creating and finding my unique voice and just keep it. Once people keep hearing it, they're just going to start, okay, I get this now, and might even get my third album. Second album is being finished right now, which will probably come out end of the year, and we're already working on the third that might even go a little more country. So,
well, we're excited that you came to us to visit, first of all, in studio. That's awesome. But now we're very excited because coming up at the end of this interview, we're going to get a first-time sneak listen of a brand new song that you collaborated with Josh Todd called In Deep. Can you tell us more about the song?
Yeah, there's quite a story behind that. The song was originally called "He Was Good to Me," and it was one of the ones Ben and I wrote back in like 1920. And it's just been sitting there with a bunch of other songs that I had written because I was started out under the name Bald Man because I'm bald.
Well, you're wearing.
And my podcast was Beers with Bald Man. And now I don't drink beer anymore. I just drink vodka and water now. But anyways, so it was called that, and it just the hook and everything was so cool. And we toured. First toured with Buck Cherry with Skid Row, the 2023. And Buck Cherry, and we did quite a few. And Todd and I, got to know each other. Mm-hmm. Didn't hang out much, but then we just toured with Steel Panther and Buck Cherry through Canada. That was quite a tour.
I bet you it was.
And then Josh and I still did some other shows, just Buck Cherry and us, which we do really well together. And I'm sitting at one of the casino bars that I could have a cigarette in, and I always love it when I find those. And Josh's manager, our camps go together good, right. And his manager was there, and my tour manager, and I just said, I'd love to do a collab with Josh if he'd be interested in doing that. And then a couple days later, my tour manager says Josh would do a collab with you. And then our last show actually was is there a casino up here in Granite Falls?
Yeah, there's one, is it Granite Falls or Redwood Falls, maybe?
Somewhere up here, there was a casino last, just this year.
Okay.
And Josh and I were across each other in the parking lot. He goes, we need to talk. We're going to do a song together. We exchanged phone numbers. Probably within a month, we were at Chris Lord Alge's studio. He was cutting his vocals, and then a few days later we went and shot a music video for it together. So
that's awesome.
That's how it all came about. Took that song. He says, I love it, but I want to write the new lyrics to it, because that was one of my first songs I ever did, and it was He Was Good to Me, about girls not getting taken advantage of by guys. So I had another message there, but the way he crafted the lyrics is just amazing. And the music was already there, and he said, this music is killer.
It is. And I've had a chance to listen to it for the very first time, and it's very radio friendly. And I think a lot of programmers, if you're going to listen to this interview, when this does come out to you, you're going to want to make sure that you're playing it, because it's very catchy. Let's just put it that way. A head bobber.
It's a head, you turn on that car and you got to drive home, just crank it up. You're in the mood for some good rock and little Kurt Deimer with some Josh Todd, which he's an amazing voice and just a great guy. He's been through a lot of the stuff I have in my life as well. So we're like two kindred souls who came together to write this song, and it happened for a reason, and I hope everybody really enjoys it, because I think it's really going to blow up all over the world.
I think it's going to too. I'm pretty sure it will. I'm pretty good guess on what songs are going to do well. This one should do just fine. I think it'll be your biggest hit to this point coming up. Let's, before we get going here, when do we know this will officially drop? Because we're going to get the sneak listen one time, and then it won't be able to be heard until eventually when it comes out. And possibly you mentioned new album too. Yeah,
And So It Begins is out now. That was our debut double album, so you guys can get that. It's on vinyl, cassette, CD at kurtdeimer.com, DEIMER.com. And So It Begins, and we also have it on the road with us, and you can stream it everywhere, so please do that and follow us. But as far as In Deep goes now, we're going to drop it as a single, and I don't know exactly when, but between now and September 15th, let's say.
That's
give you a little window.
Safe to say there.
So it'll be the first single dropping off the second album, and it'll give you the vibe of more of what the second album's going to be like. Because what I did is I went back into some of the old stuff Chris and I did. I was talking more on. Now we're singing it. We're collabing on stuff. And the second album is going to just blow people's minds away. And you're going to be able to see my growth from And So It Begins, which is very apropos, into now. Okay. It's kind of like when U2 put out Boy, and then all of a sudden their next album, better.
Yeah.
Next one, better, But you love those first albums even more once you hear the other ones. So
yeah, that's the way to cut the way. You got
and
to
that's
cut
the
it
way
somehow.
I love music my whole life, and that's why I'm in it and was at all these shows, and I saw the progression. I saw Iron Maiden's first show when they were opening up for somebody with the singer before Bruce, and now you've watched them progress. And so it's a progression, and hopefully the fans dig it, and I'm glad you guys get to have a sneak peek of it up here in Minnesota, and very proud to share it with you guys.
Well, I think it's time to debut that song here on our airwaves. Sound good, Kurt?
That sounds awesome, man.
Kurt, thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out with us a little bit. Tell us about your backstory and kind of what's on the horizon for you. We wish you all the best of luck, and we're excited to hear this new song.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me, and hope to be back, and we'll do some acoustic for you.
Once again, that is Kurt Deimer, and yes, Kurt has a new song that'll be out by sometime mid-September, featuring the lead singer of Buck Cherry, Josh Todd. You're getting the only listen, one-time listen right now. It's called In Deep. It's on The Dark. It's on 94 Rocks.